What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. Happy New Year. I know we're a month late on that, but we've been busy, to say the least. Now, we're going to backtrack a little bit. I'm going to show you guys a couple clips from over the last month, and then the next video is going to be about the LS2 back here. So we started assembly on the LS2. You'll see that in the next video. I have it edited. I just got to wrap it up. But this video is drifting related. So back in December, we went to Driftmas at Leadfoot City. We had the front lower control arms on the Drift V. Everything went great with them. So I'm going to put a couple driving clips in, and then afterwards came back. I installed the proper spacers and whatnot. We got it on the alignment rack, and we got everything dialed in. We're going back to Leadfoot tomorrow. Now, a little curveball, as always, got thrown into the mix. I hit a pothole in the Escalade driving on 75 and smoked the belt in one of the tires. So we just got a set of 4 X-Comp tires put on. It's the night before the drift event, nothing like cutting it close. And so we got fresh X-Comp HT AS2s, the SUV tire that we run on the Trailblazer SS, on the Escalade now. And we're going to be running the X-Comp HPs on the rear of the car for Leadfoot City tomorrow. And then I have a stack of the AS1, the all seasons. I have 235s that we're going to be putting on the front for Fuel Fest West Palm Beach at the end of February. And then we have 4 of the all seasons for the rears for Fuel Fest as well. I'm expecting good results tomorrow with the driving. We have another set of control arms being made right now for the X-Comp V. So hopefully at West Palm Beach, both cars can be out there on the full Stansco front ends, which will be pretty sick. So I'm going to put in some drifting clips from the last event. I hope you guys enjoy it, and then we'll cut back, and we got to wrap up some things here on the Drift V. All right, so now we're back here. The garage is a mess because we have engine assembly going on here. We have tire deliveries showing up, and that gets all stashed here. And then you'll notice something's missing. So we have the Drift V right here. Usually there's 2 cars that sit here. We got the Drift V dead center, Escalade down there. We got the Trailblazer down the street with the trailer, just so it's all out of the way because my ramps are out and I'm going to load up tonight. But look what we have out in the driveway. So the 3000 I was actually working on last weekend. I took last Sunday, I think it was, and I was working through my to-do list on this, and I actually went out and drove it. It was really fun. You know, it was nice to drive the car again for the first time in years. I still have stuff I want to do to it, but yeah, maybe we'll have a video doing some 3000 stuff coming up soon. I'm looking for front seats, just like factory front seats. I want manual cloth seats for it. And then I'm also contemplating putting a welded diff back in it as well, and, you know, bringing it to Leadfoot. Street car is just chilling. I've been driving it around on the street. Usually I just drive it on the weekends, but I have an idea for this, and I don't know if I want to talk about it yet, but I will. I want to try and make a handbrake plate that allows you to mount a pull-up style handbrake so you can have something that's discreet in the car. So Let's go to the Drift V and I'll show you. So right now my handbrake plate goes around the shifter and it comes out here, and you can trim it however you want to trim it, and it's primarily made for a pullback style handbrake. But I want to see if I can make something that will bolt up in there and be able to come out through with some trimming, come out through the center console and provide you with a pull-up style handbrake that's just a little more discreet. Because ultimately, I would love, if I can figure that out, get one made, and I would love to do a little series basically of putting the super low-key handbrake in the street car, putting a Stansco dual caliper bracket kit on it, and street driving it all the way up to Leadfoot City, which is a 2-hour drive, drifting it, and then street driving it home with it being a comfortable, regular street car. And this car has cut knuckles on it, so I mean, it could definitely do it. But yeah, maybe in the future, in the coming months, we can get into that and see if we can make it happen. But we got to stay focused because we only have a limited amount of time tonight. My goal with the Drift V is I'm just going to go through. I need to replace one of the sprayers on my tire sprayers because when I did my New Year's Eve burnout, which I should also show you guys. Check this burnout. So New Year's Eve, we had a huge party at our house, and I went out. At one point, Chris and I were doing tandem donuts. I was in the black V. I forgot to turn traction control off, so it wasn't the best looking donut on my part. And then I went out in the Drift V, and I did like a 1.5-minute long walk burnout that I walked. I did donuts, and then like a 1.5-minute burnout, walking it all the way up our driveway. It was kind of insane. And then Chris went out and was doing donuts in my street car. So let me put those clips in here too.
bumped it too.
Oh my god, those tires are shredded right now.
So when you heard my tire pop, it broke off the sprayer on my tire sprayer, so I just got to pop a new one in there, and then we should be good to go. We got the tank all filled. I got a 5-gallon fuel jug that I actually filled with water to use for the tire sprayers at Leadfoot, because that really helps with tire wear. And then otherwise, I'm going to drill some holes to lock in my camber plates, and once that's all locked in, we'll make sure the lower control arm bolts are all torqued, and then I think we're pretty much good to go. I want to wipe this thing down, give it a little bit of a cleaning because it's pretty dirty from just sitting outside for the last 2 weeks. But yeah, other than that, let's get to work and hopefully get this done and load it on the trailer sooner than later so we can head to Leadfoot tomorrow morning. All right, so down under here we have our heim joints, these spacers that get everything centered up, and then we have some lockouts. Now these camber lockouts that I made are the revised version, are going to be the size of this giant washer. Right now they're not, but they're going to work for now. And what I do is, once we got it done on the alignment rack and everything was tight, I put this on a backward angle and put a little bolt in here, so that a little M6 bolt that holds this to the subframe, so it doesn't allow our bolt here to rotate in, or to slide in the slot. So this side I got done while the car was on the trailer, but down in here, this guy right here, I'm hoping, really keeping my fingers crossed on this one, that I can use my 90-degree drill bit, or 90-degree drill and bit, to get a hole drilled through there. That way I can access it. So that we're good. But everything else on the outside here is good and tight. Really not going to touch anything else before the event. So ultimately I do need to change these heim joints to the new heim joints, but I've also revised the arm. There is going to be a revision already, so I'm going to jack this up a little more so I can fit my drill with my 90-degree attachment, because I don't have a 90-degree drill here, and we'll see if we can get this done easily. We're going to get our little M6 bolt here. Right on in, look at that. And then we got a washer, a lock washer, and a little nylock nut that will tighten up on the backside. So get that tightened up, and then we're done on this side. I'm gonna torque this bolt just to make sure it's all good, but otherwise we're done on this corner. That was easier than I thought. So the other front side should be easy with the 90-degree drill, and then same deal with that. Kind of not the easiest, because this subframe little sway bar tab is kind of in the way, so we kind of had to go in on an angle, but looks like it'll work. And we have a really nice angle on the lockout plate here. So this was actually the one that likes, this is the one that likes to slide. So this one actually slid on me on my first lap at the last event because I ain't torqued it enough. So this will really prevent this bolt from being able to move inward at any capacity. All right, so we're all set. We have the lower, all the camber lockout plates are done. We have the inner bolts torqued to 100 foot-pounds each. That's what the internet told me to do. We have all of our wheels torqued. I swapped out that sprayer in the back, and then everything is pretty much good to go. I just checked the oil. Oil's good. So I'm gonna give this thing a little wipe down just from sitting outside. And then we're gonna get this thing loaded up on the trailer. So I will see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.